Will now be recorded.
Good afternoon, everyone, all the participants, and welcome to Marathi Heritage. And today's session will be Mumbai, a less explored business city. So thanks a lot for tuning in and joining in for this webinar. We will be giving you the actions which are always limited and try to be little detailed about some attractions behind, because normally people come to Mumbai for transit as it's a big city, and few attractions are normally getting missed. So before we begin, I would give you a little detail about this huge city which is now currently financial. Yeah.
Excuse me. अच्छा, जो अपना लैपटॉप ये सिस्टम यूज कर रहे हैं उनके लिए एक छोटा सा ऑप्शन है जहाँ पे स्क्रीन दिख रही है, उसमें टॉप में देखेंगे तो एक ऑप्शन आ रहा होगा व्यू एवरीवन हु इज टॉकिंग, तो वहां पे आप उसको हाइड एवरीवन कर देंगे तो आपको कोई और नहीं दिखेगा, सिर्फ स्क्रीन दिखेगी. तो दैट इज वन ऑफ द बेस्ट थिंग टू डू. और किरण भाई वो F5 यूज करके आप स्क्रीन को फुल स्क्रीन कर दीजिए.
Yeah,
please. Thank
got
you.
it, sir. Thank you.
Okay, please carry.
Okay, so I would just introduce myself in a brief, I would say. My name is Kiran Patil. I run a company called the Marathi Heritage Private Limited based out of Kharghar, Navi Mumbai. I'm a director in this firm since last 8 years. My background is I have done hotel and tourism management from Mumbai University. I have worked with Oberoi's, now it's Trident in Mumbai, Intercontinental in Mumbai. Then I moved to UK, Holiday Inn Express in Birmingham, as well as Best Western in Kent, which is Southern England, as a front office manager. Then I came to India in 2012 and started this firm because I was voluntarily working with English Heritage, a local firm in England which deals with the heritage tours. From there, I got the idea to start something related to heritage. So I'm a travel agent based in Navi Mumbai since 8 years. I deal in local inbound itineraries, catering in and around Maharashtra. It's mainly for the government groups like Jilla Panchayats, corporations, Nagar Panchayats, APMCs, etc. And we normally cover forts, caves, heritage sites, wildlife. We also do international, but currently our complete focus will be to the tourist destinations in Maharashtra. Thank you. So about the city, okay, let me brief you about the journey. Okay, Mumbai was a bunch of 7 islands, as you must have heard or read somewhere. It was a bunch of 7 islands in the past. It's before the British or Portuguese arrived to India, it was a bunch of 7 islands, and it was mainly inhabited by Koli. Koli means fishermen, the local fishermen and Agri communities. Agri means I'm also from the same community, Agri. They're natives of this city. They used to do the farming of salt, the rice, and etc. That's why they used to be the local natives, or son of the local land, I would say. And later, this island was taken over by Portuguese in around 15th, 16th century. Portuguese used to call it Bom Bahia. That means good bay. They used to use it as a bay. And the local used to call it Mumbai, meaning mother of Mumbai. Ai means mom in mother in Marathi, and that's why it used to be called as Mumbai, based on Mumbai Devi Temple. Then Mumbai was in 1661. Portuguese princess was married to British king in the late 70s, I would say, and that's why this city was gifted to British King Charles II in the form of dowry. Then the king, rather than taking a big trouble of running this huge city, he leased this city to the British East India Company at the fees of gold worth 10 pounds per year. 10 pounds per year ke lease pe de di. Then in 1687, because of this city's huge emphasis for the port, trade, business, also the supportive people, and easily collaborative people, the British East India Company made Bombay as its headquarters. Then the city was under the British rule Then they made some developments. We can still see some Victorian Gothic architectural presence in Mumbai. We'll cover those later on in the webinar. Till 1947, in the independence time, it was under the British rule. After the independence, Maharashtra two states. These two states were facing disputes to split the city within each other. The Gujarat wanted half of the Mumbai, as well as the Maharashtra people also wanted half, but the local Marathi people and their leaders fought and protest to oppose the split. So finally, on 1st May 1960, after a lot of hurdles and efforts, Maharashtra state marked the ownership of Bombay as its capital. Later in 90s, the city got its old local name as Mumbai. Today, Mumbai is the financial capital of India and home to Bollywood, various industries, and foreign investors. Mumbai is the city which never stops. Never let anyone sleep hungry. It has opportunity for everyone. It has a space to all. I would brief you about the key attractions. When people come to Mumbai, these are the very obvious places people try to visit. First is almost definitely Ellora Caves, which is also a World Heritage Site. And these Buddhist and Hindu sculptures and caves can be visited by ferry. You can take a ferry from Gateway of India, which is at the Apollo Bandar, and ferry takes around 45 to 1 hour, depending upon the high tide, low tide, or the conditions of the sea. And then return journey for this ferry costs you around 120 to 150 rupees, and they charge you around 10 to 15 rupees extra if you want to go on the deck for the better view and photography. And the entry fees, you can see it's around 40 rupees for citizens locally, as well as some nations where we have the agreements for the tourism. And for foreigners, it's 600 rupees per person. And rupees 10 is the village entry, because it's located in the village called Gharapur. It's local Gram Panchayat also charge rupees 10. Then the majestic Gateway of India. There is no entry fee for it. Mumbai is not completed when if you don't click a selfie in front of the Gateway of India. This was built in 1919 to welcome the British King George V. To commemorate him, this huge gate was built, and this is also, I would say, the best heritage site in Mumbai. Then, of course, right opposite to that is the Taj Mahal Palace Hotel. People normally click selfies in front of it. This is also more than 100 years old hotel. I would say this is the first 5-star in India, because that was started way at the beginning of 20th century. And then in the southern side of Mumbai is this, at the bottom, the two images you can see is the Nariman Point. Both the images were clicked during the lockdown or after lockdown, recent images. That's why you could see no human presence in the first image. But this is how it looks at the early morning as well as in the night time. Otherwise, at least 20 hours a day, you will see a lot of people either sitting there taking selfies, having snacks, just looking at the sunset, or in early morning 4 o'clock people come for the jogging or morning walks. So this place is also a key attraction where people come and spend some time with your loved ones, friends, and people who comes outside of Maharashtra. For them, Nariman Point is definitely a biggest attraction, I would say. Then there is a Gidgaon Chowpatty, which is also southern.
Kiran bhai,
Yeah.
can I talk once, if you don't
Yeah,
mind?
yeah, please.
Could you go back one slide?
Okay.
I want to speak about Taj Mahal Palace Hotel. There is a small history. There is a very beautiful history behind this. JRD Tata want to visit एक होटल में एक एग्जीबिशन चल रही थी जिसके लिए उनको जाना था, but being an Indian, he was not allowed to visit that was running into the Mumbai only. और मुंबई में रहने के बाद भी उनको एंट्री नहीं मिली, तो उनको इतना गुस्सा आया कि उन्होंने बोला कि मैं अगले 3 साल के अंदर एक होटल बना दूंगा 5 स्टार, और उसमें लिखूंगा कि नो ब्रिटिशर्स अलाउड. एंड दैट वाज डन विद इन 3 years. द प्रॉपर्टी वाज, जो ये छोटे वाली बिल्डिंग है, जो हेरिटेज विंग जिसको हम बोलते हैं, It was built within 3 years of time, and it was at the rate of 6 rupees per night at that time. 6 रुपए का रूम रेंट हुआ करता था इसमें, और no Britishers were allowed to enter this. This is a small history about Taj Mahal Palace Hotel. Please carry on.
Incredible. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for the input. Yeah, so the southern part of Mumbai is a Girgaon Chowpatty, because even the Mumbaikars, local Mumbaikars, always crazy to visit this place. So you can imagine the excitement about people from outside Mumbai, outside Maharashtra, to come to this place. This place witnessed the remarkable event, which is Ganpati Visarjan. During the Ganesh Visarjan, this beach is always fully packed. In the evenings also people come here with their families, and they can have the local food, snacks. There are lots of offers around, and it's definitely a place worth visiting. Then beside that, right opposite the Commissioner of Police office is this Crawford Market. It was named after the British officer Crawford in that time, but currently it is known as, on the record at least, Mahatma Phule local market. And this place is famous for dry fruits as well as the local produce, and you can get the wholesale as well as the retail experience. And this is a heritage building, maybe more than 200 years old. That's why it's always a key attraction for the foreigners as well as the Indians outside Maharashtra to visit. Then it comes to this attraction, particularly locals don't visit very often, but foreigners which read about Mahatma Gandhi and his journey along. So this is always on the top list for foreigners. So if you get any foreign clients, this should be the place where you take them. This is Manibhom. This was the residence of Mahatma Gandhi for 17 years. Entry fees is only 10 rupees for both Indian and foreigner. So all the Mahatma Gandhi's those times charkhas, as well as the place where he used to sit, his those times sticks, walking sticks, as well as the paintings and not sculptures, I would say, the portraits are always there. So it takes around half an hour to 45 minutes, but foreigner takes 2 hours, because they explore it well. They get the knowledge from the local guide, because you know how foreigners travel. Sir, would you like to add anything in this?
Sir, please continue. Wherever I feel, I will jump in.
No problem, no problem. Thank you. Thanks. So next is Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Museum. Earlier it used to call Prince of Wales Museum, and this is also a Gothic architectural colonial building. The entry for Indians are always 85 rupees, and for foreigners rupees 650. And you would be able to see the ancient artifacts, sculptures, the spears like swords, then the those times spears, then the guns. Earlier, all the arteries, the arsenal stuff, those times, the cannons, everything is stored in this building. And it takes around 2 to 3 hours to visit, because huge museum, and you will be completely amazed to see the spears of those time, around 400, 500 years old, starting from the Portuguese, then British, then yeah, all the way till the Indian independence. Everything is stored there, and this is a place which is worth visiting. People tend not to miss this. And earlier, around 20-25 years, this used to be the key attraction for local schools and colleges to take their school picnics to. Before, I would say, the SL World or everything was not there in place. So this was a place where people used to take their kids, and the school teachers also used to take their entire school for the picnic in Mumbai. Then there are some temples which you could see in the screen. Bhuleshwar temple. These are very old temples in Mumbai. They have some pride visiting as a pilgrimage. Siddhivinayak temple, which is a Ganesh temple located in Dadar, Prabhadevi. And then a lot of Bollywood stars visit these places on regular basis, be it Amitabh Bachchan, Sanjay Dutt, all the celebrities, politicians, everyone visit this place, because they have a belief that visiting these places give them some sort of energy. Then there is, of course, a Mahalakshmi temple, which is right on the coast of the Petar Road, southern side of Mumbai. Then the majestic Haji Ali Dargah, which is right on the coast of the Worli sea face. There is an entry from nearby Pedder as well. It's on the small island, and it was built. It's a historic monument, I would say. But people from all religion go and visit there. Be it Hindu, Sikh, Muslims, everyone goes there, and they just have a belief that you go and worship, and then your wishes comes true. So that is the belief, and that is the reason. Despite of high tides, also this place is always above the water level. So that is the architecture. Maybe the assumption and consideration maybe might have been used those times. That is the reason this is also on the top attractions at all times. Then of course the Bandra Worli ceiling, because Mumbai is a city with huge traffic, I would say. The attractions which I just mentioned, they're 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers, 5 kilometers in distance in between. But to reach there, it takes sometimes half an hour, 1 hour, maybe 2 hours because of traffic. To join southern Mumbai to the western Mumbai towards Bandra or airport, people used to, earlier it used to take more than 2 hours. So government worked on this ceiling where southern Mumbai gets connected to the western Mumbai. So from Bandra to Worli, there is a ceiling. It's a cable bridge, I would say, and it's around 5 kilometers long bridge. And when you drive from them, you are not allowed to stop for the selfies anyway. But the drive itself is taking. When you take the videos, you can see a lot of people Instagram full of Bandra Worli ceiling video as well as photos. And you just have to pay some toll around 75 rupees one way just to travel from here and there. But it saves a lot of fuel and time for you, and the journey is also remarkable. Then in Bandra, there is an old fort built, to do the logistic. So I would say the transfers of goods from the ships and the fish as well. Bandra Fort is located at the end of the bandside, right opposite, I would say, little further than the Hotel Taj Lands End. And this fort is also a key point for the selfies as well as heritage lovers. Then, of course, beside that is a bandstand. It's a long walk right on the beach, and you can see lots of Bollywood stars living on these streets, like Shah Rukh Khan's Mannat Bungalow is there. A lot of people, Salman Khan lives there. So this is also a separate full day tour where local guides do Bollywood star residence tours, where they take them to each Bollywood star's house. From outside, they will take a selfie, then they will say who lives in this bungalow, who lives in that bungalow. So it's a full day tour for the Bollywood stars. Then, of course, the best one where you can say the most of the activities is the Sanjay Gandhi National Park. It's also called as the Borivali National Park, because it's located in the western end of Mumbai, which is Borivali, and it has the caves inside. I will cover that later in the slide. But entry is only 15 rupees, and then you can take your own bike inside for 45 rupees. Also, private car. Then foreigner has to pay 200 rupees, and then it's a full day. You can go for a half day also. But if you do the boating, if you do the Canary Caves, if you do the safari, you need at least entire day. So when you enter at around 9 o'clock to 9:30 in the morning till it closes, you are completely occupied with doing something. Some people do half day because they have to travel back all the way to their hotel in southern Mumbai. So what we suggest, if you want to cover Sanjay Gandhi National Park, you have to split your stay in Mumbai for two destinations, at least one night in the western side and 2 nights in southern side, so that there will be no wastage of time in traveling. In this, you can see lots of animals, birds, leopards, so many bird species, as well as the trees. Some people are interested in golden trees and species of plants. So everything, you can do a little trekking also. It's a huge park. It's spread across Borivali, Powai, all the way to Thane. It's the biggest in Mumbai, I would say. The Canary Caves
Can
are
I
just
join in again?
right. Yeah, please.
Can I join in again? A small update for the forts in Mumbai. There are around, you will be surprised that there are somewhere around 18 forts in Mumbai and nearby only. Even the Bandra fort, it was earlier called as Castella di Aguada. Then we have fort in Worli as well. Then we have Savory Fort, Sion Fort,
Sign.
and
Yeah.
then we have Sion. Then we have different nearby around Mumbai as well. But these 3-4 forts are within Mumbai circle only.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Just
Please
for the
correct me
knowledge, I
if
would
I'm
say.
wrong.
Yeah. Perfect. Absolutely, sir. Sign Fort is the headquarters for the local Archaeological Survey of India's office, where the Director General sits, and he's the one who commands all the heritage sites from Pune till Mumbai, around 117 monuments under his control. Thank you, sir.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah. Then the Canary Caves, which are right inside the Sanjay Gandhi National Park. There is a separate ticket of 15 rupees to access these caves, and the ticket counter is right there. This is also maintained and managed by Archaeological Survey of India. Then the best attraction, everyone who comes to Mumbai for making a living or maybe for travel or for settlement, first attraction or first place he comes or arrives is the Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus, which is also UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it used to be called Victoria Terminus. Some people still call it VT because the memories don't wash out very soon. So this is the majestic site where a lot of Bollywood stars, all the industrialists who used to be normal middle class like us, and they came to Mumbai, they marked their presence at this station, and they started their journey, and then they went all the way to till the, now it's all went to the history now. So this is the place where people generally come take selfies or access the station also. And if you want to take a train and travel by train to any corner of Mumbai, normally this is the biggest station, so your big journey starts from here. Then, of course, the film lovers, normally the Bollywood Film City is here. The entry fees is 499 for Indians, and for foreigners around 3250. It keeps on changing because of the USD rates, because they charge in dollars sometimes. And the temple you can see normally in all the Bollywood movies in 90s as well as some TV serials. You can see this temple is still as it is properly maintained, and they spend a lot of money and resources to keep this maintained at all times. It's also called Dada Saheb Phalke in the local BMC language. They call it as Dada Saheb Phalke Chitraranjan, and it's also half day to full day tour depending upon time availability, where you see the makings of serials and some movies. So this is also a very key attraction, not for locals, but normally people come outside of Maharashtra. They try to visit this. Foreigners also try to avoid it, but the people which are crazy for films and they are associated with the shooting background, the films or serials or web series, and they tend to visit these places. Then, of course, for kids, Hanging Garden is the place which is locally called as Kamla Nehru Park, also local Marathi language. You can see the small bungalow which is called as Aji's Boot, like the granny's shoe. We can climb upstairs, not the adults, I would say, the kids, and then they can click photos. It's fun for them. And then this garden is also very huge in the southern side of Mumbai, right nearby the CM's residence, all the secretariats, all the foreign embassies like our consulate of Afghanistan, Egypt, Italy. A lot of embassies are located in these areas. So this is very posh and clean, and the prime location of Mumbai, I would say. So this is a place also people don't tend to miss. Then the Jidamata Udyan in Mumbai, we call it as a Ranicha Bagh. Uh, this is the place where you see lots of animals. You can see the hippopotamus as well as some tigers, but they're caged. They're not free. It's a zoo basically, not like national park. So this is also full day activity where you would see lots of birds and animals. And our tourism minister, who Aditya Thackeray, was not in the ministry earlier, but he took the good decision because the BMC, Bombay Municipal Corporation, is under Shiv Sena, so he took the great decision. Everybody was criticizing him for bringing some penguins into the park, but now the numbers are 10 times more. Just because of few penguins, people are attracted to come to Jijamata Udyan. And if you want to visit it, it's 50 rupees. Earlier it used to be 5 rupees, but recently it got changed to 50 because they made a lot of changes in it. They invested a lot of money to maintain this park. and the penguin entry is only 100 rupees. So kids as well as people who have never seen penguins or never heard about this precious animal, I would say, then they definitely visit this place. To that, sir, anything you want to add?
Continue.
Okay. I will take you to the next slide, where some places which are, yeah. As far as the itinerary is concerned, normally to explore this huge city, you need at least 3 nights, bare minimum 3 nights. Because first day you will arrive by train or railway, or maybe you will stay at your relative's place. I'm talking about Indian crowd. Foreigner is a different story altogether. Then you get only half day to explore. So in that half day, in the evening, you would be able to cover only the southern part of Mumbai, like Nariman Point, Kapur Market, Haji Ali, Hanging Garden, Field Chowpatty. And by the time of sunset, your day ends. The second day, after the breakfast, you can leave for Elephanta Caves by ferry. Then you explore the Gateway of India and Taj Mahal by the selfie point, because it takes 15 to 20 minutes to board the ferry because of the queues and all. Till that time, you can use those time for the photo session and selfies, driving. Then around 2 to 3 o'clock, you will be back to the gateway again. Then you can visit Mani Bhavan, then say CST station, Flora Fountain. Then in the evening, you can visit nearby market or food court, so your time will be free for leisure activities or relaxation in the hotel. Day 3, again breakfast, leave for Sanjay Gandhi National Park, which is around 2 hours away. You can use the Worli, Bandra Worli sailing so that you don't miss out to that. And then if you cover everything like caves um, and the national park, then it takes at least 3 to 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock really. And then in 1 hour time you can reach Bandra Fort, and till the sunset, till late night you can see the Bollywood stars residences, spend some time with your loved ones at right on the bandstand beach. Then that's it. That is the end of it. And then the fourth day you can have a break. You have the usual time to take the flight in the evening or maybe your train. Or if you have some enough time, you can cover other attractions here like Dhobi Ghat. Because these attractions are normally not explored by Indians. Dhobi Ghat, then Kenizet, Eliolo. This is the Jewish temple. So a lot of Jew people come to Mumbai to visit this temple. Then Mount Mary Bandra Church, Malabar Hills, Mantralaya Building, Jahangir Art Gallery, Mumbai Dabbawala Tour. This is a key attraction for foreigners. A lot of people, especially the people who are into the management or into the sales background, they try to study how this incredible journey works of Dabbawala, because they have not taken a single leave in 150 years, be it Mumbai blast, be it flood, be it strike, anything. As long as trains are running, the dabbas are, the tiffins are reaching to the office point, not a single minute late till date. And there are around 5,000 dabbawalas. So this is very incredible for a day. Then slum visit to Dharavi. So Indians, of course, are not really keen to visit, but foreigners, of course, want to. The people which are working in the government, they want to do some research about the poverty or the local inhabitant and how they are coping up with the current situations all the way through their lifetime. Some people, born in a slum and die in a slum, but some people make it big, so they want to explore that journey. So slum to Dharavi is also coming up, very quickly. So people take foreigners to these slums and take their rounds. Then the Gorai beach, which is very far from, I would say, the southern Mumbai. So it takes around 1 hour or 45 minutes from the Borivali to go to the other side, opposite side of the beach. Because you can explore Gorai beach from two sides. One is the Borivali side, one is the Uttan side, where SL World and Water Kingdom is located. Also, the pagoda is also there for the meditation. So these are the attractions in Mumbai which can be covered if there is less traffic. It will be very easy to cover for the Indian crowd, but for foreigners, it takes more time because they explore and they spend more time at each attraction. Sir, anything you want to say in Mumbai?
No, sir, please continue.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so after Mumbai, like normally people say, एक या दो दिन होने के बाद, after 1 or 2 days, what next? So people tend to cover nearby places. So 1 or 2 days you can go to Lonavala, which is around 2 hours by drive from Mumbai Pune highway. There you will see the Lohgad Fort, which is also under Archaeological Survey of India. Very good fort, less trekking. The vehicle goes all the way to the bottom of the fort, and you have to climb only 15 to 20 or 25 steps. So also families and elderly can also travel unless they have some health issues. But there is no human efforts are involved. Lohgad Fort, then Bhaja Caves and Khandala. Khandala, everyone must have heard from the Bollywood movies also. It's the most obvious drive weekend getaway for Mumbaikars. Lonavala and Khandala is also similar, just they are split into one small road. Left hand side is the Khandala, right hand side is the Lonavala, and then it takes same amount of time to reach there. Also, you can explore Vasai, which is also comes under the state of district of Palghar. It takes around 2 to 3 hours to reach Palghar from any corner of Mumbai. I would say the western part of Mumbai, and then you can visit Vasai Fort, Shirgaon Fort, Arnala Beach, and this is the best ideal place for the seafood lover, the local seafood, and bhakri as well as local mutton. These Kolis and agri communities are completely full of these places. Then you can also cover the fog city of Maharashtra called Igatpuri, which is on the highway of Mumbai and Nasik. So middle of it's right in the Kasara Ghat, and from there 1 hour journey you can reach Sula Vineyards also, where you will see the vineyards of grapes and the wine making procedure, also the wine tasting you can do. It's a day tour also, you can stay there in the resorts. A little expensive, but some people tend to spend a night there. And you can also visit the Shirdi Sai Baba temple also, because that is also from Igatpuri, less than 1.5 hour or hour from Igatpuri. Then also you can come back, or you can do one night stay in either in Sula Vineyards or Shirdi or Igatpuri. Similarly, if you go to Vasai and Palghar, you can stay in either Vasai or Palghar. Similarly, Lonavala, you can stay in Lonavala, or you can go and come back also if you leave little early from Mumbai. And also Alibag. Alibag, the key attraction would be the Colaba Fort, which is inside the sea. You have to walk at least uh, half a kilometer during the low tide and then explore the city by foot. Also Zanjira Fort, which is 1 hour from Alibag again in the place called Murud. And that fort has around 78 cannons now. It used to be more than 175 earlier, but in the recent years they got missing. Now this fort is also under Archaeological Survey of India. You can explore this fort by small ferry. They charge around 40 rupees for a return journey, and the ferry operator is a local guy. He explain you about the fort. This fort is also 32 acres total land, and the fort walls are still intact after several years. More than 1,000 years have been passed, but the fort is still as it is. You can see only the inside monument like palace and other residences are destroyed, but the fort walls and the basic heritage walls are still as it is. You can see some cannons also. Also, you can visit Karjat with Adelaide Jimejika theme park and Indie Studio, yeah, where the famous Bollywood movie Jodha Akbar was shot. A lot of heritage movies are shot in this studio. This is in Karjat, which is around 1.5 hour or 2 hours drive from Mumbai. And this Karjat is a place for weekend getaway. A lot of bungalows and weekend homes are there for the rental purpose. So families can rent bungalow. It's very soothing temperature, and always it's cheerful throughout the year, I would say. In the monsoon, it's always at its best. So Adelaide Jimejika is the biggest theme park, which is nearby Karjat and Khopoli. These are some images you can see: Osai Fort, then Lohgad Fort, Alibag Beach. Because normally when you try to sell Mumbai, you need to include something nearby as well. Because sometimes people do ask. These are some images, and at the bottom you will see the Jai Vilas Palace in Palghar. That is also the remarkable architecture. This building is isolated. People are not exploring it that much. But if we include it in our itinerary, slowly, gradually, we will try to manage the more numbers to these sites. And ultimately, the government will take it seriously and they will try to maintain. Unless there are no numbers, government will never take it seriously. Yeah. Then if you have any query related to, if somebody has more time, then you can do the golden triangle. Like in North India, we do Delhi, Agra, Jaipur. Then we took this initiative. Like we could from Mumbai, we could do Lonavala, Pune, and Nashik as a cluster, where people can spend half a day, first day for the south part of Mumbai. Then, of course, for this limited time, they may not be able to do Sanjay Gandhi National Park and Elephanta Caves because both the attraction needs either half day or full day. But other attraction like a orientation tour, like in Europe, we do the orientation in 2 hours to see the entire city. Like that on the photo session tour, you can cover Mumbai, and then next day you can go to Lonavala. Then next day, after seeing visiting Logar Fort and Sunset Point at Tiger Point in Lonavala. Then next day after breakfast, you can drive to Pune. From Lonavala, it takes only, I would say, 2 hours, and then half a day you have to visit the Shaniwar Wada, then Aga Khan Palace or Siagat Fort. Stay in Pune. Next day again, you take a breakfast. Around 5 to 6 hours it takes. You will stop in between for lunch or a breakfast or a snack, and then by 3 to 4 o'clock, I would say you will reach Nashik. Then you can visit the coast. The banks of River Godavari, Panchavati. Godavari is also considered the mini Ganga in Maharashtra, Ganga of Maharashtra, I would say. And then Godavari riverfront. In the evening, you can, if the non-veg lovers can have the local cooked mutton and bhakri, and vegetarians have local Nashik misal. So there will be food trails as well. In Nashik, food is always considered as a top priority. Then on the day 5 in the morning, you can do the local excursions. Then if somebody wants to visit Shirdi, then they can go to Shirdi, or on the way they can spend some time in the evening in Igatpuri, which is a fog city, and then of course back to Mumbai. This is one itinerary as a golden triangle we would suggest. Then there are other itineraries also where you can cover Sanjay Gandhi National Park. Like first 2 days in Mumbai, in between you can either go to Lohagarh or Alibag. Then again, final day for the Mumbai, remaining Mumbai. Fourth itinerary, first 2 days in Mumbai covering Elephanta Cave. And then second day you could go to Nashik, Ramshed, Shirdi, then Pandava Caves in Nashik. And then again, second last day, fifth day again, the remaining attractions of Mumbai. So basically these itineraries are a combination of Mumbai along with the local attractions. So that's what I wanted to share. Sir, anything you want to add?
It's a very good presentation.
So thank you everyone. This is it from my end. I'm sorry if I had missed any attractions in Mumbai. And briefly, I would say all these attractions are very close to each other, but just because of the traffic and hustle and bustle, it takes more time. Otherwise, just like in Europe, we cover the big cities like Rome in half day, London in 1.5 days. Similarly, we may be able to cover, but because of traffic, it's very difficult. Also, the weather conditions. Sometimes it's very hot in the day, so we have to come back to the hotel or sit somewhere in the coffee shop till 4 o'clock or something. So 1 to 4 is always the resting time. Again by 4. But in Europe, weather is very good, so we cover everything very quickly. Mumbai is rather difficult. And entry fees, which I have mentioned, are also not constant. They keep on changing as per the government notes. As far as the itineraries are concerned, this is not the, these are the itineraries made from us, and we did few tours without any complaint. But if you want to include or reduce few things, always welcome. Some people want to spend time in the theme parks rather than in the museum. So SL World is there. Some people want to spend only time in the big resort. So we have a resort Malad, which is like a jungle kind of a thing, right on the banks of Malad Beach. You will not feel that you are in Mumbai. You will feel that you are somewhere in the hill station. That sort of places are also there. So thank you everyone for joining. If you have any questions related to this,
Hello.
then
Hello. Hello.
yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, please go ahead. We are listening.
सर एक्चुअली अभी मैंने ज्वाइन किया एक्चुअली मैंने मिस किया सुबह में क्या रहता है थोड़ा
Okay.
कुकिंग वगैरह रहता है तो आई डोंट गेट टाइम सो मच अगर पॉसिबल रहेगा तो
Okay.
आप
Where you?
इवनिंग
What's your name? Please introduce yourself, madam.
या श्योर मुनीरा आई एम मुनीरा माय इज मुनीरा
Okay.
टूर्स एंड ट्रैवल्स इट्स बेस्ड
Where are
इन
you
मजगांव
based?
जी आपकी मुनीरा जी
ओके
ग्रुप में ना इसकी रिकॉर्डिंग शेयर कर दी जाएगी, सो डोंट वरी अबाउट इट, यू कैन गो थ्रू द
Hello.
रिकॉर्डिंग लेटर ऑन।
Okay, okay,
हाँ
thank
जी।
you.
Yeah, hello, hi. This is Hetal Gupta from Travel Diaries. हाँ, किरण जी,
Yes,
मुझे एक चीज
Yes, ma'am.
पूछनी थी। आपने
Okay.
बताया वो पेंगुइन टिकट अलग से मिलता है। सो बेसिकली
हाँ.
पहले तो जीजाबाई उद्यान में जब नॉर्मल टिकट्स आप लेते हो तो पेंगुइन देखने जाने मिलता था। तो अभी वो चेंज हो गया, पेंगुइन के लिए अलग से टिकट खरीदना ही पड़ेगा या
Yes.
फिर नॉर्मल टिकट,
हाँ
रेगुलर
मैम,
टिकट जो लेते हैं पार्क के लिए उसमें जा सकते हैं?
पेंगुइन के लिए मैडम टिकट लेना पड़ता है, क्योंकि पेंगुइन के लिए द एक्सपेंसेस आर ह्यूज। दे हैव टू हैव सेपरेट एक्सपर्ट मैन पावर है, उनके लिए अलग से फीडिंग है, उनके लिए सेफ्टी है। सो उसके लिए टिकट अभी इंक्लूड किया है। बट अगेन the lot of animal lovers as well as the tourism board as well as the opposition is opposing it, तो वो भी वे ऑफ जल्दी हो जाएगा, आइदर वे ऑफ हो जाएगा या तो फिर रिड्यूस हो जाएगा।
Right, because I am from Mumbai.